Well, the challenger is getting impatient. We're all getting impatient. But the good news is, here comes Jaji Sibali. He's got his entourage of supporters and they're leading the way. Sibali then about to make his entrance, and about time too. A look at the champion.
He's got all the champions behind him. Welcome Nita, the world champion. Mvelele Luzipo is his cornerman. He's the former South African junior flyweight champion. Vuyani Pungu, the South African junior featherweight champion. And Tamsan Nasotwe, the South African mini flyweight champion. All those people are in his stable and he comes in now. And what I'd like to see now is whether he has built up a sweat. I'm trying to think out why he stayed so much inside his dressing room without coming to the ring in due course.
Yes, Welcome Nkita is in the corner of Jaji Sibali, trying to give him some advice, but Sibali's tense and moving around the ring too much for that advice to go home. And look at the tail of the tape then. Sibali with the experience edge, having lost 4 of his 17, and the edge in age as well. Both fighters still comparatively young. Sibali at 25, Pamana at 21. The weight pretty much identical. I did say earlier on that Welcome Nkita was having a word with Pamana, but it was the sunglasses and the cap that were being worn there that fooled me. It wasn't Welcome Nkita at all. My apologies for that.
Welcome Nkita is busy on that side, showing the judge the last touches, what to do. He's a world champion, he should know. But now, Nick, have you ever wondered what goes on in the minds of the boxers at this point in time? You know, Tingani Tobela told me that he prepares for the fight. He works hard for the fight. He wants the fight to get on. But this moment, when they're in the ring and the fight is about to start, he doesn't want to fight anymore. He wishes that they could either cancel or postpone the fight. And I believe in a lot of people, it depends on how confident they are. But I think it's an exception with Tingani. He's a very confident guy. Very, very good. But with other guys, it depends on how confident the guy is, because another guy might be very, very scared before the fight starts.
Let's go up to the ring announcer, Mr. Simphiwe Zeleni.
Bantamweight Championship. Over 12 grand rounds of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been brought to you by the AA2 Boxing Promotion, sponsored by the Orient Theatre household name. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing the officials. The officials are Referee Mr. Mja, Judges Mrs. House, Sizani and Matiga, Timekeeper Mr. Tetani, and the Principal Officers Mr. Mabelane. Dr. Pungani is at the ringside. These are the contestants, ladies and gentlemen. On my left, in red and gold track, weighing 51.42 kg. This is his nice piece of professional record. 10 fights, 9 wins, 1 loss, no draw, and 2 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you from Tanzania, Simphiwe Little Red Pamana.
That's the challenger then, of course. That loss was the first fight of his career, and since then he's come on in leaps and bounds.
Weighing 51.76 kg. This is his piece of record. 21 fights, 15 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, and 9 of them couldn't go the distance. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you from Tanzania, Jaji Floyd Sibali. Ladies and gentlemen, this is by the cadets of LRAs. Thank you.
Now is the time. Now is the moment for Pamana to be or not to be.
That is the question.
Do as you are told. Okay, shake hands.
Judge has been there before a lot of times in championships. This is the first time for Pamana, and whether he has that temperament today and that fighting attitude to be there, even when the going gets tough, remains to be seen. They always say that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We don't know how tough he is, but we will see now.
And the support, of course, for both fighters is evenly split here at the Orient Theatre, East London. Both fighters, local lads. Sibali, the champion. Pamana will have to take the title from him. Let's go, round one. Well, Pamana looking to control the center of the ring. Hasn't thrown a punch yet.
That's what they've got to do now. One has got to impose his will on the other. One has got to stamp his authority on the other. And this is also the time to see what a man is here today to do. The jabs, the feinting are for the man to show what he can do and what he wants to do.
Pamana has the reach advantage, and he'll look to use that and build from behind the left jab.
The reach advantage and the age on his side, but whether both of them combined will measure up to make out for the inexperience, and the experience that Jaji has will be seen as the fight goes older.
An exchange on the ropes, and Sibali does well to turn Pamana there.
I don't think Jaji should allow that for them to get very, very close, because he cuts around the eyes. A clash of heads, or the clash of his head with Pamana's shoulder might cut his eyes.
Remember, of course, some good punches going there from Pamana. Remember, of course, Sibali is the champion, has the confidence of a champion. He's been there before. For Pamana, it's the biggest day of his life.
It is unknown. The path ahead is unknown to him.
A confident start by the challenger.
Very confident. He must have prepared fully, mentally and physically for this fight. And he knows Jaji. He has seen a lot of Jaji's fights, even when he was an amateur.
Stop it.
You know, Nick, that Jaji is a very big draw card here in East London. You know the reason why. He caught him there.
Okay, break, stop it.
He's a big draw card here in that in a lot of fights he comes in as an underdog, because he's not really a talented guy. He's very strong and he trains very hard. And in his fight, people know that they are going to see a great fight. All his fights are wars. That is why they always come in big numbers when he fights. And even today, people expect a very, very tough fight.
Stop it. Time.
We'll be back in a moment.
Umufuna okuningi, thatha okuningi. Umufuna ngempela, uthola ngempela. Thola okungale okuphuze lupia. Okuhlazeka okwedlulele, ukuphuza okwedlulele. Ekupheleni kosuku. Kusetshenziswe, kesethu isikhathi, kusetshenziswe. Isikhathi sokuba munye ningabangane ngophi yokunika okungale
ukuhlaziyeka okwedlulele ukuvuza okwedlulele ekupheleni kosuku i-Cullen Black Label.
You're watching the South African Junior Bantamweight title fight at the Orient Theatre in East London this afternoon. Jaji Sibali, the champion, against the challenger Simphiwe Pamana in the red and yellow. And a fairly predictable opening round. Pamana trying to build something from behind the left jab. Sibali content to go to work on the ropes. Neither fighter really doing all that much to dominate the opening session. Here we are, second round action.
Things have got to start working up now, because really nobody showed us anything in the first round. It was just a feeling out round. But we've got to see something, what they they're prepared to do now is going to have to be shown.
Well, let's hope the fight lives up to the expectations that were building before the opening round. Sibali kept us waiting for a good 10 minutes before this fight got underway. Crowd getting a little restless, and certainly it was hard on the challenger.
Okay, break, stop.
It looks like Jaji is not doing what was expected to do now. He's not charging forward. He's jabbing and then takes a short step back. As a right, he caught Pamana with a good right and the left hook. As Pamana came in there. There's a little bit of a change of a tactic on Jaji's part here.
Yes, almost as if he's prepared to counter, which is not the style of Jaji Sibali.
That's not his style.
And certainly won't be what the challenger was expecting.
Not at all. He's taking the challenger by surprise. It is what maybe in rugby it's blind side. He's taking the challenger blind side.
Oh, a left hook.
Very good left hook, caught Jaji there. Like I said, Nick, Pamana throws a very good left hook and a very good left uppercut, and he has shown the left hook already.
I'm surprised that wasn't counted as a knockdown, because Sibali's gloves touched the canvas.
It did.
It certainly wasn't a damaging punch. It caught Sibali off balance, but psychologically it'll do some damage.
That's true. And that eight count is supposed to give him some respite to count up to 8 to get his senses to come together, but it looks like it didn't really need it because he's back in action already.
A very confident start by Simphiwe Pamana, the 21-year-old challenger. He's put together 9 straight wins after losing the opening fight of his career, but we'll put that down to inexperience.
Break, stop. Time.
Here's a look at the second round, or part of it at any rate. Let's see if we can see the left hook. Well, did the glove touch the canvas? Very definitely it did.
But it looks like it wasn't really a punch there.
No, a little bit of a push, open glove push.
Yes, with the inside of the glove.
And perhaps that's why it wasn't ruled as a
Maybe the ref
knockdown.
saw it better than we did.
Yes, indeed.
Now you've got to get a slip. Okay? Slip and count down.
Let's have a look once more.
It was not a punch. It was a push, and Jaji slipped there. But it really gave Pamana the confidence that he needs, because in him, he believes that he shook Jaji.
Yes, that's a very good comment, Luis. Boxing, a game of confidence after all.
Okay, break, stop.
The fight is now becoming a battle of tactics here, with Jaji jabbing, taking a step forward and a step back. He wants the man to come forward and throw the punches, and that's not expected of him. And like I said, he's starting to throw the jab, and that jab of his is very, very strong. It sets his people up, his opponents up for the right hand. And the best thing to do to beat him is got to try and stop that jab.
Pamana is a nicely balanced fighter too. Quite impressed with the start he's made, boxing well from behind that left jab.
Okay, break, stop.
And doesn't look overawed by the occasion. He knows he belongs in the same ring as Sibali this afternoon.
And that is what makes the difference between winning and losing sometimes.
Break, stop.
That the guy, when he cuts into the ring now, he gets overawed. He doesn't really know what to do, and it looks like he's not really sure that he should be there in the very first place.
Okay, break, stop it. Okay, stop.
Well, the referee nearly catching a right from Sibali there. One of the hazards of the job. Sibali trying to work his way into the neutral corner and do some damage. But Pamana has him tied up with those long arms of his.
Okay, break, put up. Break. Come on, that's not break, come on.
Punching on the break. And a warning to Sibali.
Certainly working each other inside there, Nick. They're certainly working each other there because both of them shook each other inside there.
And punching after the bell from Sibali, and he'll get another warning as we take you back to the studio.
Here we are.
Guys, check this out. Okay.
Do you hear that? Sounds like fun. They're playing the Pop, Crackle, Snap rap.
What?
The snap, snap, crackle, pop. Crackle, snap, snap, pop.
Do it again.
Snap, snap, crackle, pop. Crackle, snap, snap, pop.
Pop, snap, pop. Snap. I mean, snap, crackle. You missed the snap, snap.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies, the fun part of your complete breakfast.
Hey, knuckleheads. Snap, snap, crackle, pop. Crackle, snap, snap, pop.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
It's a snap.
Welcome back to this title fight at the Orient Theatre. Jaji Sibali and a very good challenge from Simphiwe Pamana. Into the fourth we go. Pamana has been able to use his boxing skills to frustrate Sibali over the opening 3 rounds. And Luisa, I know you're scoring the fight unofficially. You've got him slightly ahead at this stage.
I've got him 1 point ahead. And whether he's going to retain that lead, I don't know. I've got him 1 point ahead by the beginning of the 4th round.
Quite interesting to see that Sibali is not able to dominate inside. I would have expected Sibali to really score inside. He does there to the body.
That's what I expected, Nick, but I see that Pamana has really worked out a plan of nullifying Jaji inside there, and he's fighting right back inside.
A good right hand from Sibali. That may have shook Pamana.
And the right hand, the punch that Jaji Sibali wants to get Pamana with, it is very effective. And if Pamana lets it get him, it might be curtains for him early on. Pamana is not using his right. He's jabbing. He wants to get Jaji in as Jaji comes in he wants to get him with a left hook. But maybe if he starts off with his right and then throws the left hook, it might be better. That's the left hook again. I see that is the punch he has prepared for Jaji. But whether he's setting him up okay for it, I don't know.
I can't play for him. Beast him up.
That's the left hook again, Nick. But I think he should couple that left hook with the right hand to the head and then throw the left hook.
Well,
Sibali giving Jaji Sibali trouble.
Sibali certainly felt that left hook. He was backed up onto the ropes, but the head is cleared by now. Pamana with a good combination. Sibali is quite content to go in close and hold on.
break.
Once again, Pamana managing to score inside and then tie his man up.
He is certainly scoring there. It's like I said, he knows how to fight inside, but I didn't think that today would be today for fighting inside.
No, I agree with you, Louisa. He'd rather keep the fight at a distance.
And they will have to.
There's a look into the corner of the challenger, Simphiwe Pamana.
He looks cool, and his corner is telling him to step in. His judge also stepped in
left and right,
with a punch.
and then you slip out and
But like I said,
all he's got is the left hook. They're going
put up
just
such
move
a
and
good
come and let
argument
the left
inside like
hook.
he's
Move and
doing
come
now
and
with
bow.
Jaji.
That is all.
His best punch, his best fight
Okay.
would be to keep Jaji at bay and
I
take
need
him
more
as he
left hook.
comes.
And then when
But
you're inside,
it looks like he's prepared to stay right in, and he's outscoring
left to the body.
Jaji. Changes there.
Out comes Pamana with a lot of water over him. The referee is Louisa, your younger brother, so you're a family with talent, that's for sure, and well represented this afternoon at the Orient Theatre.
We're a fighting family. I was a South African champion. My younger brother was a Cape champion, and he fought Brian Mitchell. And now the referee, he was a useful amateur himself, but he stopped, and we said he must go into refereeing, and he's certainly doing a good job of it.
So it's a family business then for the Umchas boxing. There's Pamana again, trying to work from behind that left jab. Sibali, of course, not an easy target to hit. There's a lot of movement from Sibali.
He does a lot of movement. But he has added something up today by not just walking forward today. He's fighting his way in and out, darting in and out with his legs. Because before he would just walk in with body movement. And he's making a very typical target to tag.
Stop! Push it! Box up!
South African title is, of course, at stake this afternoon, so it's a 12-rounder, and conditioning may well play a part too in this fight.
I don't think Jaji should allow himself to be backed up by Pamana at this stage. I believe he should try by all means, though he is moving in and out, but not to really take a step backwards, because that puts Pamana with his jab and his height advantage at an advantage to tag him.
And of course, coming forward, the challenger is punching that much harder than he would be if he was on the back foot.
Yeah.
Here's Sibali, not used to being backed up. His style is to try and back the other man up. But we did say earlier on, Louisa, that Sibali looked to be, for the first 2 rounds at any rate, happy to counter, which was unusual for Sibali.
Very unusual for him. And maybe he's still doing the same tactic now, because he's starting to move back. But I don't think that is the right tactic, to fully move back.
Sibali with some tape coming loose from the gloves, and I've got to believe that was part of the problem coming into the ring, and the delay we had, the gloving up of Jaji Sibali. Inexcusable, really. A full 10, almost 15 minutes we waited for this fight to start. Referee Mcha very quickly between the fighters at the end of the round. We'll send you back to the studio.
We'd like to announce an explosive breakthrough in laser technology. The new Ford Laser 2-liter IRS 16 valve. Any questions?
face of Welcome and Keita at the moment in the corner, almost in the corner of Jaji Sibali. Lending support. There's a slightly worried look on his face. It's been a very good challenge thus far from Simphiwe Pamana. Still some way to go though, Louisa.
That's true, Nick. He looks very worried. Things are not turning out to be the way they should be. And we still have a long way to go. Pamana is putting up some very good tactics to nullify Jaji's charges, and he's scoring very quickly. And that is why they should be worried at this stage. They should pull out something from the back to make the fight fully theirs.
Well, the pace of everything looks to be picking up a bit. A quick start to this round.
Jaji is going back to his old tactic now. He's forcing the pace now. He's coming forward, and he's scoring with some useful punches inside now.
Well, that's got to be the right thing for him to do, surely, to try and apply the pressure and wear the other man down. Of course, he's going to take punches, but he's going to land some as well. And Pamana, taking a right hand, hangs on. Referee separates them, and it's back to business in the middle of the ring.
The pace has suddenly picked up now because Jaji has changed his tactic. He's now coming for his man now. He got him with a very good right there. Jaji is certainly trying to take control of the fight, stamping his authority now.
And a good right hand from Pamana. That got the crowd excited. Both fighters throwing strong right hands at the moment.
There's a cut on Jaji's face. There's a cut, and it looks a bad one. And it is up to the corner now to stop the flow of blood so that he can fight better. But with his vision blurred by the blood, there's going to be problems, especially with a very formidable challenger like this one.
Yes, Sibali is cut.
The sight of blood is enough to make some boxers fight more, and the referee is taking them to the corner now. He's taking them to the corner now to see what they can do.
And it looks to be above the eye too, which is not good news for Sibali.
If his corner cannot be able to stop the flow of blood, then there's going to be problems. Because the blood is going to make Pamana very positive and want him to fight more. And maybe Jaji will be scared of the blood.
Well, the corner will have to go to work. Sibali cut above the eye, I'm afraid. And the corner will go to work now and try and repair the damage between rounds.
Yeah, that's fine. All you have to do now, I want you to go back to the body. Remember him?
I wouldn't like him to get into
One,
balls because
body blows and bend.
Looks like his eyes are moving.
You want the body first, okay?
All you have to
1,
do
2
is
pesos
remove the body.
and work the body. 1, 2 pesos and work the body. 1, 2 pesos and nothing.
But he'll come out fighting for this next round, no question. One thing you've got to say about Jaji Sibali, he
1, 2
really
and
does
twist to the
have
body.
the heart
1,
of
2,
a
nice 1, 2,
champion.
1, 2,
He'll fight
pieces to the body. So don't wait too long. Don't wait too long. 1, 2, don't wait too long.
Down to the body.
Don't wait too long.
What has made him a champion for a long time.
Yeah, please. You're going to the champion.
Dedication.
In, out, 1, 2 left. Minutes work now.
The will to win.
Now, does this man, Simphiwe Pamana, have the heart to take the title away from Jaji Sibali? Sibali cut in round 6. Into the 7th we go.
Pamana is starting to throw the uppercuts inside now, and he's very effective with those uppercuts inside.
Okay, break now, break.
Referee Mcha calls for a break.
Stop it.
The blood coming again out of Jaji's Sibali's eye.
Okay, break.
For both guys to get to each other with good punches. The way they do their movements, it makes it very difficult for each one of them to tag the other with a good punch. And they're right! And Jaji nearly went down. Jaji with a very good right there, and Jaji nearly went down.
Well, it's Pamana pressing forward now. Seems to be gaining the upper hand.
Pamana really caught him there with that punch, and I think that kind of punch, that shoot Jaji, is going to make Pamana fight some more now. It's going to make him very positive. But it looks like the title is within grasp.
Yes, but if South Africa's Jaji Nzimande can get a good start, he could cause an upset and finish amongst the medals, and wouldn't that be something special?
Absolutely, he's never been in better shape of form.
Ha o se o hlokometse hore ho ekeditswe mmela le kweba le lesweu twa le ho hlaka ho edileng ha Olsen's laga o tla elellwa hape hore e ratholehile ka ho fetisisa hore o ka emela.
The rest of the field have pulled up, but Jaji Nzimande is racing away down the straight, and the starter seems to have indicated no false start. And Nzimande, all on his own, breaks the tape. Has the South African won gold in the most extraordinary circumstances?
There's pandemonium here, but Jaji Nzimande is punching the air with joy.
Olsen's laga e ratholehileng hantle.
Control of the fight now. He got him with a good right hand and left hook there, and Jaji shook again, and it looks like now the title is on his way out of Jaji's hands, unless he can pull something out of the bag.
Yes, one thing that's impressed me about the challenger is he's been determined to come forward for the fight. He hasn't allowed really Sibali to back him up.
He's very positive. He really wants it. He really wants to win this one, and he's really putting his pressure behind it.
Play for him, stop it.
Tape coming loose from the glove of Simphiwe Pamana, and he doesn't need that at this stage of the fight. He wants to keep up the pressure. I think the referee's going to have to stop this at some stage during the round, perhaps. Sibali lands with a right hand. Pamana works the body. Yes, indeed, a halt called during the round. Pamana will have the tape cut loose from the glove, or pulled loose. And welcome Nkita is pouring on the advice. Sibali looking towards Nkita for advice. And there's a look at the cut.
And it looks like the blood keeps coming back. Every time they stop in the corner, it comes back. Why? One punch opens it again.
And as I said, this is a delay Pamana could do without because he was applying the pressure. Just shoddy corner work, and we see it so often these days. Well, you can see that neither fighter is prepared to take a backward step, and that really has impressed me about this challenge from Simphiwe Pamana.
And it looks like now Pamana is not prepared to take a step back now. When Jaji comes forward, he just moves his head to get away from the punches, get inside and throw in. He's not prepared to let Jaji force him. And that should be the tactic of Jaji to force Pamana to be back.
Heavy exchanges in the middle of the ring. Both fighters doing damage. Yes, if either fighter at this stage of the fight takes a backward step, it's because he's been forced to. Sibali doing well. Pamana slipping out of the corner though.
And he's fighting very confidently now.
Yes, there's a real look of confidence.
He feels he has got the match of the champion.
And another terrific round in the South African Junior Bantamweight contest, title fight.
Okay, Smax. Listen what they got. That's course. I'm taking out the hand. I want to take it.
Action from the previous round. Sibali trying to land a right, not succeeding. And Pamana, well, doing well to evade and slip those punches and then getting out of that corner. Sibali doing the work, but not really landing anything effective.
4 rounds to go now. To go, and it looks like Jaji Sibali will have to do something special to keep his title today. But the way the pace is going, it is silently slipping away from him.
It's not an easy fight to score, but you have Pamana a couple of points ahead at this stage. And once again, the tape is coming loose from the glove, and there's going to be a stoppage again. Can't they get this right? Sibali almost landing a big left hook on the ropes.
I can't break now. Break.
Well, it's getting a little untidy. Both fighters are starting to feel the pace of this fight, no question. Sibali, strong shots to the body. Pamana, though, won't take a backward step.
I can't break.
Both boxers are happy to rumble inside now. They are hot enough and they see their chances inside, and both of them are happy to throw punches inside.
It's a pity, really, as far as the challenger is concerned. He probably could outbox Sibali from the outside if he could keep it at long range, but then it's not an easy job against the fighter like Sibali, who's determined to press forward himself.
And a very dangerous punch after that. The less mistakes you make against Jaji, the better for you, because one mistake could cost you the fight.
You can see the tape coming loose from that left-hand glove again. Pamana looks good from long range. Sibali hasn't really got an answer when Pamana keeps him on the end of that left jab.
Stop. Jaji wants to go inside. See, I'm talking about the team now. Sabala. And left hook. Right to the body. Then left hook down, then you go to the left hook. Okay, you go with the left hook. Okay, now you. Susbamba. Good. A split second, please. Susbamba. Susbamba. Too much, man.
And the overhead camera gives us another look at the previous round, and well, you can see how Sibali's been cut. The heads really are getting in close there, and perhaps that cut was opened by a clash of heads, Louisa.
Maybe it was, because they were really brawling inside, and like I said, I didn't like it that way for Jaji because the cut's easy. Now we go for round number 10, and at this stage we have Pamana slightly ahead on points and heading for being the new champion, but with a champion like Jaji, anything can happen.
Yes, Sibali will keep working until the final bell. This is, of course, Sibali territory. He's gone the distance a couple of times. Has the experience edge over Pamana.
Looks like the experience is not having its job done here today, Nick, because it's round 10 and Pamana shows no signs of tearing down at all. He has fully prepared for this one. It's just 3 rounds to go and he's still full of fight.
And would you believe it, the tape is still loose on that left glove of challenger Pamana. Well, who knows, by the end of the fight they might have got it right. Good right hand from Pamana, catching Sibali on the top of the head as he bores his way in. And there's going to be another delay, and this really is too bad. Pamana doesn't know what it's for, but he's going to be told very quickly. Corner must get this right. Dangerous to have that tape flapping loose, especially when a man is already cut.
There should be a law against that taping, Nick. Because sometimes, I don't say in this fight, but sometimes a lot of guys in fights, they do it purposely to buy time for their boxers. They loosen that thing up to get their boxers to breathe some more.
I can't believe it's a ploy of the corner to allow Pamana time to regain his breath, because as you say, he doesn't look as if he's running out of gas at all. He looks still pretty fresh. If anything, Sibali is looking perhaps a little worse for wear in terms of stamina.
Yeah, and with Pamana, it was the laces. With Jaji, it was the tape. It was off. But like you say, Pamana doesn't need time off at this stage.
No, Pamana's corner not doing him any favors at all. He wants to keep up the pressure. Well, there's a bit of WrestleMania for you too as well this afternoon. Getting in close. And a lot of the fight has been done inside this afternoon.
Okay, break, stop.
Referee Umcha will finally break the fighters.
Break, stop.
Sibali got the better of the inside work there, managing to break loose with a combination. Pamana looks so much better when he keeps it at range. He has all the attributes to do that. The left hand, and that was a good left hook that worried Sibali.
He's really having the champion in trouble now. And this is supposed to be where the champion should be having him in trouble. But he is so prepared for this fight that he is having the champion in trouble at this stage.
Keep him. Now let's pass the inside. Now let's go to phase 2. Let's see what pass. Please come at the board. Oh, he's there at the board. Let's pass. Come back at the board. Right level. Right. That's a long job. Okay. Heavy. He's going to take it on. Alba will take care of this thing. When he must take care of the fight.
This is the home stretch for the South African junior bantamweight title fight. Jaji Sibali knows the road home pretty well. He's been here before. For Simphiwe Pamana, a very, very brave challenge, and on our card at any rate, slightly ahead on points at this stage. Not an easy fight to score because Sibali is a fighter who keeps busy, but Pamana looks to have landed the more effective blows this afternoon.
Very, very difficult indeed. You might have three diverse scorecards here today because of the difficulty of the fight to score.
Right hand from Pamana, driving Sibali back. But Sibali is determined not to go backwards. And once again, the cut over Sibali's eye is bleeding rather badly. But his corner has done a good job in managing to keep the blood mainly out of the eye. It tends to bleed around the eye.
Break, stop.
And there's only a round and a half to go now to a championship. And there must be a very difficult thoughts on the boxer's mind at this stage as to whether I'm becoming the new champion or whether I'm losing my title. And the strength of mind is going to make both men now try harder. Especially that last round. I believe we're going to have a very big war in the last round to influence the judges.
Yes, this looks as if it's heading to points. Neither man really looks capable of stopping the other at the moment. Certainly not with one punch. It would take a combination to end this fight early. How did you score that round, Louisa? Well, I can see he's written down 10-9, 10 for Pamana, 9 for Sibali. Who knows? A difficult fight to score. Let's go into the corners.
Sabaman.
Sibali's title is on the line, and he knows it here in the 12th. Both men will try to finish with a big round.
Both of them would really go for it now, Nick. And this is the last round, and that is good, going to determine a lot of things. Maybe on one judge scorecard, the guys are even, and one who wins this round is the one to win the fight.
When the fight is at long range.
He looks very good indeed. He knows exactly what to do there. But it's very difficult for him to keep Jaji at bay because Jaji keeps coming all the time.
Well, Pamana here in the 12th and final round looks content to box his way to perhaps a points victory, whereas earlier in the fight, to his credit, he was determined not to go back. He did catch him, yes indeed. Can he finish him? As I said earlier, one punch is not going to do it. It's going to take a combination of blows.
Amazing to see Pamana at this stage of the fight still bouncing on his legs. Very, very smooth, fixed person on him too. And Jaji Sibali is still forcing the pace of the fight, going for his man with both hands.
Well, Pamana obviously worked hard for this fight, probably knew he'd have to go 12 rounds with Sibali, and certainly has been in condition to do it.
He's certainly prepared for it.
Sibali landed a right.
Got him with a very good right there, and Pamana's legs are shaky. I'm sure his people now are praying for the gong to go. And he's happy to clinch, to buy time for himself. What is it now, Nick? Do we have a new champion today? Is it Pamana time? Or do we still have Jaji as the winner and still champion? Very difficult to judge. But I think on our scorecard, we have Pamana, the winner, but officially we don't know.
The other thing, of course, you got to bear in mind, Sibali being the champion, Pamana has to take it from him. Did he take it from him? Well, we'll find out.
We don't know if it was enough, Nick, to really take it from him, because he was content to wait for the champion to come to him and counter punch. But whether the judges were seeing it that way or not, we don't know. But it certainly was a good fight, and he certainly put up a very good argument on his side for winning the title today.
What makes the fight difficult to score is Sibali works hard. In every fight he has, we see him working hard. but not all his punches are landing. Pamana managed to slip a lot of punches, and it can be a little deceiving. One gets the impression at times that Sibali is scoring well, but I think Pamana was making him miss quite a lot of the time, obviously landing a lot of his own good punches too. And I think you're right. I think Pamana probably did enough for a win, but we'll have to see.
The difference there, Nick, is what the judge who's scoring the fight prefers to see. Because it's like we say that you fight a certain kind of fight, and then you might win that fight in America, but in Britain you wouldn't.
Yes, that's the truth. And a look at the 12th and final round. Both fighters working hard in the 12th. Sibali very definitely working away. And there we can see him to the body, to the head, trying to push his way back, doing everything, trying to keep himself going forward, and Pamana on the back foot. But to his credit, Pamana really wasn't prepared to take a backward step.
He wasn't. And Pamana was fighting his heart out, but you could never say Jaji didn't try his best. But whether he keeps his title today is something else. There's Pamana looking still very cool and very strong, and his face unmarked. For a man who's gone 12 rounds, that is amazing.
Well, he looks as if he could go another 12. We're still waiting for this decision to come into the ring, and well, I don't know if you can hear this. Pamana is the new champion, and the place erupts. We didn't get the official
There's a new
scoring.
champion. I couldn't see.
Well, there's absolute chaos here. I hope you can hear me at home, because I can't hear myself. The new champion is Pamana. We didn't get the points, but it must have been close with that news and the chaos here at the Orient Theatre. Let's go back to the studio.